What's up, everyone? Tiger Stacker here. Do you like silver? So do I. I woke up to our financial hardships in 2021. Since then, I've been stacking silver and gold to the best of my ability. And I believe many of you do too. But some of us have not. Who are they? The newbies. And many of my videos are for them, the newbies, including this one. But that doesn't mean that the established stacker can't learn something. With the rising cost of silver and the potential causes of which, such as China and India and other countries standing for physical delivery from the LBMA and COMEX not having enough supply, the refiners not able to keep up with the demands of replenishing the supply for the LBMA and COMEX, China trying to decrease and potentially stop the export of silver while they are stockpiling it themselves. Increased demand on the physical, since it is an industrial metal used in industries such as batteries, solar power, weapons, medicine, only to name a few. It doesn't look like the price will be coming down anytime in the near future. Yet it is not at its expected inflation adjusted all-time highs. And yet many of us need to continue to stack physical silver. This channel is affiliated with Zhang Enterprises. The owner, Lynette Zhang, is a major financial analyst who has been warning the stacking community of upcoming SHTF for multiple years, even before many other channels were doing so. She advises her mantra of stacking food, water, shelter, barterability, which is silver, wealth preservation, which is gold, protection, and most importantly, community. Her and her team of advisors are available weekday to assist you in making your individualized stacking strategy based upon what your individualized goals are and situation that you are in. She especially specializes in rare pre-33 slab gold as a top tier in your stacking strategy. However, if you're not ready for that, they also deal in more common silver and gold items for your purchase. Please feel free to visit Lynette's channel and also her strategy specialists to get your individualized stacking strategy tweaked as you need. You can reach her at 833-GLDZANG or 833-453-9264. The QR code is on display and the contact information is in the description below. And don't forget to tell them Tiger Stacker sent you. So today we're going to talk about the top 5 types of silver to stack for 2026. I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. However, these are my top 5 picks. I want the newbies to learn, want you to feel free to put your comments down below. And please, as always, do your own due diligence and determine what is best for you. So coming in at number 5 are sovereign coins. These coins are produced by a government mint. Certainly stacking a coin in a country you live in is a wise choice, but I know many people who will stack other government coins. I did for a while, and then I decided to change my tactic. Many of the sovereign coins that are not our American coins or a nearby country have premiums that are pretty close to generic silver. But many of the coins that I did collect were Australian Philharmonics, South African Krugerrands, Austrian kangaroos. These have been as close to generic round prices, but some of them I sold when I had sepsis over a year ago and had to pay my bills. But I did decide to hold on to a few, such as these Philharmonics, but also the British Britannias. And our neighbor to the north, the Canadian Maple Leafs. But most especially the American Silver Eagle, because it is the coin of our realm. And in my opinion, the American Silver Eagle, the Canadian Maple Leaf, and the British Britannia will be the 3 that hold their value most in this country. Coming in at number 4 is the generic 1-ounce rounds and bars. A round can look like a coin, but it is not made by a sovereign mint. And bars, obviously, are not rounds. They can come in any number of designs and colors. This one I particularly like because it looks like Marie Osmond, and many themes, including many state varieties. Of course, the most common generic round out there, made by multiple non-sovereign mints, is the silver buffalo, made after the buffalo nickel, showing a beautiful buffalo on the back and an American Indian on the front. But there are many other types also. This is one of my favorite buffaloes, showing not only an American Indian of a different style, but the eagle and the buffalo. There's also other options such as the Freedom Round. And if you are tired of collecting buffaloes, you could collect a cowboy or a rifleman, many of which are also considered stackable, such as the Scottsdale Mint stackers that now come in 1 ounces, but they also come in 2 ounces, 100 grams, and 5 ounces. Scottsdale also has started making Eagle stackers in the same weight denominations. Of course, you can get some other specialty rounds, such as the Tim and Yankee round. They can come in any number of designs, varieties, made professionally and made even by individual mints. For the most part, the 1 ounce generic rounds and bars tend to have less of a spread than the sovereign coins. Coming in at number 3 are the 5 ounce bars and rounds. And yes, I did say rounds because some of them do come in rounds. One of my favorites is made by Bunker Bullion Hi-Ho Silver, a 5 ounce round that will fit in a tube made for 21 ounce rounds. So it will hold 4. Quite well, in fact. But that's not all, because you can have 5 ounce bars, such as what is made by Scottsdale Mint. Beautiful bars, which I do love very much. Privately made, such as this Reckless Metal bar, Bunker Bullion bar, another style of Bunker Bullion, a 5 ounce Kit Kat bar from Bunker Bullion, and a more chunky variety. And as you can tell, I do love my 5 ounce bars. Italia Preziosi. So many options. And these tend to be even less costly per ounce than the 1 ounce varieties. I think their popularity is going to increase in time because of the increased spot price that we are going through right now. Nowadays, you can buy a 5 ounce bar for the price that you bought a 10 ounce bar, which brings us to number 2. These are 10 ounce bars. Also come in a number of varieties. In this case, a sovereign mint, the Canadian Mint. Generic such as Apmex, but this is a beautiful bar because it has the 10 commandments in it. I love 10 ounce bars. For me, this is a sweet spot. I used to collect some kilos and once a 100 ounce bar, but I ended up selling them at the time that I had sepsis. They also come in really chunky Scottsdale Mint varieties. So you can see I have lots of them, including an Engelhard bar. Beautiful pieces. Wonderful bars. What I love about the 10 ounce bar is if you have to sell, you can sell less items and pay a bill or two. However, I am tending to like 5 ounce bars a little bit more now because of the previously mentioned prices, although 10 ounce bars is still a big favorite of mine. Now, before I go on to the last item, I want to make an honorable mention for In case you haven't noticed, I do love Scottsdale Mint. And subsequently, I do love their 20-ounce Kit Kat bar. I don't have many, but I have a couple and I love holding on to them. They are the same weight as what you would have of single rounds in a 20-ounce tube. But you don't have to have a tube. And finally, we have come down to the number one position. This product has had varying degrees of favorability over the last 4.5 years that I have been stacking. Currently, dealers and refiners don't want them, and they don't want to buy them back at prices similar to the previously mentioned items. And of course, I am talking about constitutional, dimes, quarters, and half dollars. They are the most common form of constitutional that is still desired. Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution states, "No state shall produce anything but gold and silver coined for the payment of debt." This constitutional is made out of 90% silver and 10% copper. The copper was used to stiffen the coins so that they would not wear as easily in your pocket. They're not being produced anymore. They were last produced in 1964. After that, they were made out of mostly copper and nickel. And since 1964, multiple times in history, they have been smelted to make pure silver, never to be seen again because they're not minting this anymore. Yet during SHTF, they have the ability to let you buy small purchases. It is my opinion that when the backlog of demanded silver starts to stabilize, the prices of constitutional will improve because right now the refiners don't want them, and coin shops will sell them to you at a lesser rate than what they have in the past. So in my opinion, buying constitutional should help with your investment for the future, especially when future purchases for SHTF is needed to happen and or when the silver supply is starting to match up with the demand. I believe the price of constitutional will improve. So there you have it. My top 5 silvers to stack for 2026. What are yours? Do you agree with me? Do you not? I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. So please hit the like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell notification, leave a comment, and tell me, do you agree with me or not? What is it that you want to stack? I want to help everyone in our community, especially the newbies. Good night, everyone. Tiger Stacker out.